First, I would like to start off with your name.
My name is Charles Fredieu.
And when and where were you born?
I was born in Baytown, Texas on July the 24th, 1949. And at the age of 3, we moved to Lufkin, where I was raised in Lufkin, Texas.
And was that town majority white or majority black?
The town was majority white. It was in the heart of East Texas, where most of the towns up there are a majority of white.
Did your parents ever discuss race or racism with you?
Yes. I came from a family that was multiracial. My father was a Frenchman who was born in Louisiana, and his father was of white descent, and his mother was mulatto, and he was born and he married my mother, who was black. So they told us, that to be careful, because in East Texas, when you went around white folks, most of them didn't like blacks at the time. They felt that blacks was inferior, and to always be mannerful and to watch your back.
Did you attend any all black schools?
Yes, I did. I went to school at Brandon Elementary. I went to middle school at Kurth Garrett, and I went to high school at Dunbar High School, and all of them were predominantly black, were all black schools at that time, because segregation was going on at that time.
Mm-hmm. So did you ever attend any integrated schools?
Yes, after I graduated, I came to Houston and went to the University of Houston, where I started an education in certified public accounting. I went there for 2 years and got hurt after the second year and ended up getting drafted by the U.S. Army at that time. So therefore, that was my first exposure to, integration in a non-all-black school at the University of Houston.
So going to an all-black school and on top of going to an integrated school, what was like the difference in the two?
Well, going to an all-black school and going into the U of H, I found out that the education I received at the all-black school was an inferior education. We didn't get the same books that the white kids got back in Lufkin. So therefore, when I got to U of H, I found out that a lot of the stuff I was supposed to have been taught in high school, I didn't have access to it, and therefore it caused me not to make A's and B's like I did in high school, but to make, C's and D's because of some of the education I did not get. And so therefore, with going to a all-black school, you get an inferior education.
Mm-hmm. So going off of that question, do you think segregation had negative psychological effects on non-Caucasian students?
Yes, I do. By going to an all-black school, when you get there, get to college, you find out that you're ill prepared. So therefore, it makes you feel inferior to the rest of the kids, because they seem to know stuff that you don't know, and therefore, when they come out with a better GPA, and therefore get better jobs in the job market. So overall, you feel inferior to the other kids.
What kind of interactions did you have with people not of your social background, or your racial background?
Well, I had I'm lost. mean at school? At school?
Yeah, at school.
Okay. The students that I had, we had different cultural issues. Some of them liked R&B. The majority of them liked country and western music. And me, I grew up, with rhythm and blues. So therefore, I didn't understand the country and western stuff. So some parties I got invited to, other parties I didn't get invited to. And, because of our cultural differences, the foods were different. A lot of their social statuses were different. And, I eventually learned to like a little bit of country western. Some of their foods I learned to like. And, because of even being from different races, we learned from each other, and we were able to learn from each other.
Mm-hmm. And so with your professor, did you ever have any problems with them?
Yes, I did. I had a couple of professors that were prejudiced against, black folks, and they did not try to hide their displeasure. And one actually told me that I might as well transfer out of her class because I would never get a passing grade. And therefore I took her at her word, and I did transfer out of her class. It wasn't only me, it was about three of us that were black in there, and we all transferred.
So would you say you like integration more or segregation?
I would like integration more, because segregation, everything is not on an equal footing. I felt because of segregation, I didn't get an equal education that the white kids and the Asian kids got. My education was inferior, so therefore I didn't make as good grades. In high school, I made A's and B's. When I went to college, I made C's and D's because of my inferior education. So therefore, when it came time to go out and apply for jobs, I didn't have a good GPA average to get the top paying jobs that some of the other kids got that made A's and B's.
So at what age were you when school became integrated?
I was 17 years old. It really didn't affect me until I got out of high school and actually went into higher education, such as colleges and trade schools.
Do you remember your reaction to hearing about schools being integrated?
Yes, I was very happy because now I felt that the students that were coming up after me, all the black students, would have a chance at a higher education, would have an equal opportunity to get learning in high school, the same as what the white kids got. I found out that our books was at least 2 to 3 years behind the books they were learning out of. We basically got their hand-me-downs once they become outdated.
So, in the integrated schools, did you ever experience anything with Hispanic families or Mexican families?
Well, I had in college there were all types of people. There were whites, there were Mexicans, there were Asians, there were foreigners. So it kind of gave me an opportunity to meet all different type cultures.
So the integration not only affected just black and white people, it affected the Hispanic, Chinese, Asian.
Yes, it affected all cultures.
Thank you. How did integration affect you when you returned home from college?
Well, it affected me because I was able to go home and land jobs like in the retail industry, where I was the first black cashier, and once I proved that black folks could do this type of work. They were able to hire more black folks into those jobs. Also at Southland Paper Mill, I was the first black pipe fitter, first black millwright, first black machine operator. And most of these jobs were closed out to black folks because they were like union shops. But by me having an education and being away and knowing how to interact with